Hi there. Do you think we should be keeping our government, our state government, and our federal government more in check? Do you think all these new prices out there are being inflated by our government? I know they are. The reality, the gas prices should never have gone that high ever. But this is a way to make the Obama administration or any other administration look good. The reality, what's so inflated now is insane. When a couple can't afford to make a meatloaf, no old staple, costs over $20-some just to make a meatloaf for a family of 4 or 5. The reality, pop's gone up higher. Candy is like over $1 for a piece of candy for kids, which just costs like 10 cents. Coffee's insane. Bread costs over $3 or $4. Milk costs about almost $5 for a gallon. It's ridiculous. You know, that's why when they had that recession, that's why when we had that big crash, and they said the worst depression ever, why the federal government never crashed, because they keep getting taxes anyway. And they had a lot of money. They had a bubble. We didn't have. So they didn't suffer, but we did. The reality, our government needs to be more in check. And the raises on both sides should be accountable by us. Vote it in or vote it out. The reality, these inflated prices are insane. There's no reason for cows to be this expensive, the meat. The reality, we got enough cows in this whole United States to feed most of everybody almost. If we are so, we tell the people make grazing to cut back, to raise prices. So we are inflating prices constantly. We tell the cow, the ranchers cut back on the cows because we blame the air. And that's bull crap too. The air is so polluted, why do we drive so much? But the reality, our government is constantly inflating prices for their own good. I don't think they're right for us, because the reality, once this administration is gone, whatever administration takes over, they're going to have a debt they never believed in history. And the other guy can go, well, I didn't do it, but that's fine. But the reality, this country is hurting right now. And these inflated prices are killing the country. The millennials can't afford these new rents. You can't afford $3,000 to $4,000 for a 1-bedroom. That's ridiculous. You go downtown, you find beautiful apartments, but way overpriced. No one's salary is great. And they keep talking about raising salary. But that doesn't help the little guy who never will get much of a salary. Before, when the price wasn't so inflated, he could make a living. He could feed his family. The reality, this country has been so inflated and so much lies and so much BS on both sides. It's ridiculous. This country needs to quit inflating pricing and start letting prices come down. Ranchers can have more cows because they'll be on the slaughterhouse anyway. Horrible that sound. But the reality, they won't be causing pollution. And they won't harm anybody. But the reality, why a lot of people in America are still starving, and they don't want to really see how bad the country is still really doing. And the sad thing, we might be hanging back to another recession, worse than this last one. And they don't know how to say it. They don't know how to tell you the truth. That is going to happen. Don't know when. God pray that it doesn't. For the reality, everything's so inflated. Things seem to come down. You bring cost of living down, so the guy who does make a small wage can afford to live and feed his family. The reality, you can give them the biggest salary in the world, but you keep inflating prices when they don't work or they lose their job. They can't afford that place anymore. You need to keep prices down on housing, food, cost of clothing, everything. If you keep it down, people can afford to survive. The reality, when you overprice everything, you hurt the little guy. And some not really the big guy, because the big guys are the one raising it too. But the big guy is sometimes your own federal government. It's not always the rich cack you're bitching about. When they provide you good service sometimes, you don't know what you got. A lot of times, when you got a nice neighborhood store will give you good pricing on grocery. When you got the government walking there yelling about this price and this price. They don't even allow gas stations to drop their prices. They don't allow that. Because some kind of weird law that, a competition law. But they want our prices to go up and not down much. So don't buy all your government's BS. Watch them. Because they got too many programs for themselves. They need to be stopped, and they need to slow down a little bit. And we need to be keeping them in check, like anything else you hire. They work for us, not we work for them. Thank you very much.